Hey guys! Today I'm going to be walking you through how I prepare for a meal prep. So very first thing I do is plan out my meals. So I planned out my meals for the week. I spent about 20 minutes doing that at the computer just a second ago between MyFitnessPal and my Excel document, which has all my recipes on it. So I've got all my grocery list ready. I actually then reorganize it based on location in the store. So I print out my list. I always email it to myself too. And my list is organized by sections in the grocery store. So top section is produce. Next section is the thing about this is I organize it based on location in the store that I'm going to. So the cheese and the raspberries are really close to the produce. And then I've organized all the dairy together, my meat together, and then my things that are in the middle of the aisles together also. So that kind of helps me avoid forgetting anything, because I find if I just make a general grocery list, I end up going back and forth across the store and it takes me a lot longer. So organizing like this cuts down on a lot of time. I go one section at a time and I'm not retracing my steps at any point. So we're off to the grocery store and I will see you inside. First thing I need on my list is red peppers. I'm going to be making sure that I actually save money, so I keep my meal prep costs down. So I'm going to be getting these ones, even though those ones are prettier. So money saved. Avocados. So when you're buying avocados, you're supposed to take out this little guy, and if it's green inside, that means it's going to be ripe. You also want it to be soft but not squishy. So sometimes I include vegetables, things like asparagus in my meal preps, and then the price looks like this, which means that normally if I know something can be expensive, I do put a substitute on my list if I haven't checked the price before I come. So I know that I can stub my asparagus with things like broccoli or green beans to keep my meal prep costs down. That's all. The way I keep my costs down when I'm meal prepping is I actually look, a lot of labels have the price broken down per gram. So this cost of this is $2.76 per 100 grams compared to this one, which is $1.18 per 100 grams. So in case you're not so good at math, you can also have a look at the signs, which definitely help you to have an idea of which is the cheaper product to buy. Oh wait, I found the cheaper one. $1.04 per 100 grams. That means I'm putting this one back. So when I'm buying my products like carbs and everything, I try to not buy too many things in advance. So what I do is I know off the top of my head how many grams I'm going to be consuming of sweet potatoes per day. So if I'm consuming 150 grams of sweet potatoes per day, it's approximately 800 grams over the course of the week. So I will literally take a sweet potato and I will go over to the scale, which is over there, and I will aim to have it be at least 800 grams, if not a little bit more, because I do normally peel them. And that sort of takes away from the overall volume and weight of the sweet potato. Then you don't end up with too many sweet potatoes or normal potatoes, whatever it is you choose to buy. And you don't have them growing little sprouts and roots. A lot of people ask, how do I figure out how much meat to purchase? Same goes with the sweet potatoes. If I know I'm having 100 grams of ground chicken per meal when I calculate my macros, then let's say over 5 meals, that's 500 grams. So I actually look at the packaging. This is 454 grams. I know that I'm going to be needing more than that because I'm actually prepping more than 100 grams of chicken per some of my meals. So I will be getting the amount of chicken based on my meals. But definitely keep in mind the packaging. And when you do plan your macros, are you planning your macros based on raw chicken or cooked chicken? So definitely something to keep in mind. For those of you who get those sweet tooth cravings, grabbing some Lindt chocolate or whatever brand you choose, the 85% is really, it's not that sweet, it's bitter, but you kind of get that chocolatey taste. And I find that when I do have a craving for chocolate, I can get away with just a little square of this or a corner of a square, and it kind of helps nip the cravings in the butt. So something good to keep in your cupboard if you are a chocolate person. Come here, come here. I never remember where they keep the sun-dried tomatoes that aren't in oil. Struggle. I really don't remember. It'll be like, oh, this is it. Thanks for not running me over. All right, Aldi Dairy. When your cameraman is too busy filming transitions and leaves you without a cart. Egg whites. Eggs. And I always check if they're broken. So another thing I always watch out for is expiry dates. I always get the items further into the back of the cupboards, or whatever you call these, freezers, fridges. Longer the expiry date, the fresher it is.
So you're like the crazy lady.
I'm the crazy lady digging.
That stacks them on the floor.
No.
Finds the good one.
Maybe. Wintertime, when I want when I want fruit, I opt for frozen fruit just because it's a lot cheaper normally. They have it in stock. And a lot of the times the fruit and vegetables in the frozen section are actually picked at their prime because they're going to be flash frozen. So they actually want them as ripe as possible, because when you pick produce to be brought over and sent and laid in the produce department, they pick it a lot earlier, which means it doesn't necessarily have as much nutrients as it would as if it's going to be frozen. What? Fake Toblerone. Thanks for the help. So I'm only mildly out of breath, but we made it to the car and we spent $120 Canadian. So you can do the math, my American friends. I think it's under $100 US for all our meal prep stuff for the next 5 days, and including some things that obviously will last a little bit longer than the 5 days. So